Hi there. Welcome to Apple World once more, she tells the Times. I need kids so badly, yet I get terrified. Hailey Bieber has advanced into the standard news, and this time her well-being and her decision to have a child are what's genuinely going on with them in a meeting with the Sunday Times. Hailey Bieber spilled her guts and set out her interests as to her family with her significant other. She let the magazine know that in spite of the fact that she needs to have kids with her significant other Justin Bieber, that there's one thing that isn't just halting yet terrifying her to what might actually be the explanation that notwithstanding being enamored and hitched, Hailey is as yet reluctant to make the following stride with her significant other and begin a family. Well, we have everyone of the subtleties for you in this video. However, before we start, Hailey Bieber is a remarkable online entertainment star and a well-known model anyway. Her marriage with pop star Justin Bieber after their dubious history together is generally discussed when her name comes up. Their marriage is a not so special arrangement, and the relationship is very straightforward so that people in general could see. Hailey has shown up on a few web recordings and syndicated programs before and talked about her marriage straightforwardly anyway. Her meeting with the Sunday Times denoted that whenever she first discussed her craving to have children and what's holding her back from doing so, I, in a real sense, cry about this all the time, Hailey said while giggling. The explanation, as per Hailey, is her uncertainty with regards to online disdain. She feels like she wouldn't have the option to bear any remarks or disdain coordinated towards her kid, assuming that she has one. Later on, she said, I need kids so terrible, however I get terrified. An adequate number of individuals express things about my better half or my companions. I can't envision standing up to individuals expressing things about a kid. Well, she's not wrong with regards to this dread. Hailey is no stranger to online disdain and how many times she's experienced harsh criticism. For in a real sense, whatever she's finished or said is somewhat insane, while its greater part is frequently connected with Selena Gomez. Geez, folks, might these two women at any point get a break? Her relationship with Justin is forever under the minute focal point of the paparazzi. And, surprisingly, after the two got hitched, the disdain twisting coordinated towards Hailey by some insane Jelena fans has gone to her, which is one of the significant reasons that is holding her back from having kids, despite the fact that Justin has on numerous occasions freely shown help for his better half and came to her safeguard. Yet the powers of contempt coordinated towards Hailey have consistently overwhelmed the media. I mean, nobody can fault her for being terrified of having a youngster, right? Justin and Hailey Bieber's relationship dates back over 10 years to a behind-the-scenes presentation at one of the pop star's Today Show appearances in 2009. The two began dating in 2015, and following a sensational split in 2016, they then revived their sentiment in 2017. It was not long after that they got hitched, giving a tremendous shock to the fans as well as the news sources. Now, a couple of years into married life, the Biebers are more open than any other time about the battles they confronted from the get-go in their relationship and how they've attempted to beat them. The disdain from fans who actually believe Justin should wind up with his ex, Selena Gomez, is a consistent battle for two or three things. Things got especially unpredictable in the spring when the model was blamed for ridiculing Selena Gomez during a FaceTime with Kylie Jenner. The kickback really happened for weeks until Selena requested that her fans ease off in the wake of hearing that Hailey was getting past dangers. This isn't a big motivator for me, Gomez composed on her Instagram stories. At the time, nobody ought to need to encounter disdain or harassment. I've generally pushed for benevolence and truly believe this all should stop well in the event that you felt that the contempt that Hailey got was restricted to awful remarks on Instagram. You're so off base, my companion, getting demise dangers from fans. Well, that is not something we as a whole represent, right? However, the ladies are currently Instagram mutuals, and a lot of individuals are still leaving terrible remarks on the model's virtual entertainment posts in April. Hailey portrayed that time frame as some of the saddest, hardest snapshots of her grown-up life. I like to poke fun at how I feel in light of the fact that occasionally it's simpler than conceding I'm struggling, she wrote on Instagram stories. My psyche and feelings have been delicate, without a doubt. Hailey additionally showed up in the Call for Her Daddy webcast and gave a few private insights regarding her reaction to the disdain and connection with Selena Gomez. What I'll say is that she's been in this industry significantly longer than I have, and perhaps there's something that she realizes about, like it wouldn't fix anything she went on of Gomez, adding she doesn't owe me anything, neither of us owe anyone anything, aside from regard her a parcel. She doesn't owe me anything I don't owe, and neither of us owe anyone anything aside from regard. She then, at that point, addressed web savages, straightforwardly saying, "You're not committed to M." However, I accept that regardless of what there can continuously be common regard between individuals, she shared with me, that implies you don't need to say anything. You try not to need to like me, however you don't need to say anything. Either discuss development. Hailey, you don't need to like me. Yet, and you don't need to say anything either. A ton of the disdain and the propagation come from the gracious way you took him, and I surmise perhaps that simply comes from the way that they wish that he had wound up with another person. And that is fine, similar to how you can wish that was all you need, but that is simply not the case. One could expect that all the to and fro gets tiring for the supermodel, and that is keeping her from the huge decision of having children and expecting that they will go through something very similar to web-based harassment. It's not just about the disdain. Hailey likewise straightforwardly discussed her well-being alarm in the meeting with the Sunday Times in April 2022. Hailey went through a heart methodology after a minor stroke that is unnerving, and they had the option to see that I had experienced a little blood clump in my mind, which they named, what's more, ordered as something many refer to as a TIA. So the proposal from my PPS at UCLA was to have a methodology done called a PFO conclusion. I, as of late, finished the PFO conclusion, and it went flawlessly. I'm recuperating all around. Well, super quick. Hailey further expounded on the point and made sense of her choice to stand up the day after I was hospitalized. It was on the web. She said I needed to discuss what occurred as would be natural for me in light of the fact that such countless individuals were making suppositions in the event that you let things like that quiet you. You're permitting individuals to direct the way in which you carry on with your life. Bieber added that at times I simply need to twist up and be a loner. Like if this is the way individuals feel, perhaps I ought to simply remain at home, yet I'm truly not someone like that. There's additionally a likelihood that her well-being has made her make a stride back and hurry towards a child, and her need is dealing with her well-being and being her best self. Hailey's spouse was with her through the entire methodology and aided her in recuperating appropriately constantly. Assuming all of you are considering what Justin needs to say regarding each of these, we can assert that those things are just certain, being the strong husband that he is. Justin has consistently shown love and worry for his significant other. Furthermore, it's not exactly unexpected that for him, Hailey and her decisions start things out, and he regards her regardless of what, as indicated by an insider that addressed you Esther Week, Justin totally uphold. Hailey couldn't be more pleased with her after she stood in opposition to the reason she needs to stand by prior to having youngsters. The insider added that this is the sort of thing they've spoken about with one another, but she's experienced a great deal this year. Besides, Justin said that he could never need to pressure her into anything, and she doesn't feel 100% open to pushing ahead with the insider guaranteed that the couple is holding back on having kids when all is well and well, and they shared that Justin